It's the Everton News Daily. It's Friday the 6th of April 2018. It is Derby Eve. The game we could all do with just swerving, not even playing it. Just going, there's a point each, go and do whatever. Now, listen, the night before the derby, it's one of the most understated derbies I can remember, certainly for a hell of a long time, really. The game that neither team seems to want, in all honesty. Liverpool have got a Champions League second leg that they're concentrating on. We just want the season over. And so we are where we are. Not much really bouncing around today. Sam Allardyce has done his pre-derby press conference. He talked about players needing to be brave. He said his game plan would be not to attack Man City like we did last week. I don't think we did attack Man City. We're probably going to go more like the Anfield game when we basically just defended for our lives and hope that we get the opportunity on the break. Now, what I find really interesting about that is Liverpool may play a weakened side. And if that's the case, why would you then still sit back against a team that might have a different way of playing, or certainly hasn't got the attacking prowess that it normally has, which obviously normally Liverpool are a very dangerous side. So it's going to be interesting to see how he overcomes that, how Everton do. I think maybe he'll want us to get a foothold in the game for the first 10 or 15 minutes and settle everything down. I mean, last week, 12 minutes in, we were 2-0 down, it was game over. So I think he'll probably say, try and keep it tight for the opening 15 minutes, stay in the game, just feel the game out. But it's one of them, isn't it? It's a game that, I suppose, if we win, it'll be great because we'll have beat them. But is it really going to mean anything? You know, and if Liverpool do play an understrength side, the pressure's on then, isn't it? It's like, well, you should beat us because we haven't got our first team out, and if you don't beat us, then what are you? And there's all of that nonsense goes on in it as well. He was speaking about Gana. Said he expects Gana, well, he didn't say expects him to be fit. He did say he's trained, and providing there's no reaction, he will be in the squad and ready to be picked. So that's a big plus for us, isn't it? Jurgen Klopp, on the other hand, has said that Mo Salah may be fit as well, which is not great news for us. So yeah, so they're probably the two main talking points in terms of injuries for either side. But it does look as though both players will be in their respective squads tomorrow. Ped's been down at Goodison today, meeting Stephen Pienaar, and having a chat with him. And Pienaar said he may be in the Winslow, bevying with the Evertonians if we win tomorrow. I was Stephen Pienaar talking, and rightly said, the players have got to give something back to the fans after last week's performance against Manchester City. It was a very, very poor display, and it's the opportunity for players to put that one to bed and say, come on, we can reward ourselves and the fans by beating our local rivals. And it's about time we beat them. You know, it's 7.5 years since our last derby win. It's ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. There should never be records like this in derbies ever. Your rivals, whether we've got a better team or they've got a better team, each side should be able to beat the other. You should never have these string of, games that you haven't beaten your rivals, and it's ridiculous. And there's too many of these runs bouncing around now, and Everton need to put a stop to it and need to get some confidence, and tomorrow would be the perfect place. Like I say, Sam Allardyce talking about the psychology of it, and you've got to be brave and we've got to be able to deal with the pressure. We're supposed to have a whole team of sports psychologists. What are they doing? Are they putting that across to the players that it's a game, get out there and treat it? He said himself when he had other teams, they were capable of beating Liverpool, and he did beat Liverpool, and Crystal Palace nearly beat them last week, and he went, but that wasn't a derby, so it was different. Well, maybe that's us looking at it. Maybe we need to look at that totally different and just, it's a game, play the game, go out, beat them, and see where we go from there. But yeah, he was also asked about his own position. Again, he was he said he'll listen to Farhad Moshiri. He'll take his lead from him. He's expecting to be here next season. He said that he was asked about whether or not the criticism gets to him, the fans being against him, and he said there's a small minority and he shouldn't be listening to people on Twitter or Facebook or Instagram because they're a minority, and it's very unprofessional of professional journalists to listen to those and then write stories off the back of it. Is it a minority? I've seen lots and lots of polls where big percentages want Sam to move on in the summer. So, I mean, all he can do is do his job, obviously. Has he done his job? Yeah, he come in, we were in trouble. We're not in trouble now. Would we have done that anyway? Possibly. But he's in charge and he's overseen an upturn, shall we say, in results. He did say that we were below West Brom when he got the job, which is wrong. We weren't. We were above them. So yeah, listen, it's well documented how fans feel about him. But it can't always be, look what I've done, but that's what he does. He was asked about Marcel Brands, actually, and he said that, excuse me, while he hasn't heard anything official, he knows that enough conversation has gone on for it to be a legitimate link, and there's definitely something in it, although nothing has been confirmed yet. So I suppose that just confirms the fact that Farhad Moshiri and Bill Kenwright are very interested in bringing Marcel Brands in to the club in the summer. So there you go, it's going to be very interesting. There was a story by Dominic King, I think, who said that he would come in and work alongside Steve Walsh and not replacing Steve Walsh. Maybe Steve Walsh will then become head scout, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. It's certainly a big summer for Everton. But that's really about it. There's not much kicking about. It's just the derby previews and stuff like that. That's the news around today. But let's see. It's a big weekend. Let's hope we can have a successful weekend and we can actually win one. Thanks very much for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. We're moving towards that 25,000 mark. If you want more videos, you can join us on Patreon as well. Otherwise, have a great weekend. See you soon on Toffee TV.